Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, this is my game plan for Tuesday. I didn't put out anything on Monday because it was the weekend and I had already done a video on Sunday. So let's get started with looking at the next week that's just about in front of us. It's going to be a very momentous week in my opinion because of the very critical stage at which QQQ is positioned just below the all-time resistance. And if it crosses over that, then I'm definitely interested. There has been sector rotation as well that we have seen, and we'll try to see if there are any opportunities there. And I think that oil price is likely to go up. And there are some problems in the Red Sea. We'll talk about all those things and try to get a feel of where we are going to be for the rest of the week. We'll also look at the economic calendar and we'll look at the fear and greed index and sum it up at the end with the conclusion of what's going to be the game plan for me for Tuesday. So with that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. We are here in the TradingView platform, which is where we always start. And I'm getting into the futures. This is 7:40 p.m. on the 18th of December. So Monday night, I'm trying to start working on my game plan for Tuesday. And at this point of time, Nasdaq is down minus 0.10%. So it's crossed the all-time high and it's coming down. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we are likely to get more clues when we look at other data points. And we have a decline of 16.50 so far in the futures. And if we go and have a look at QQQ, we can see that post-market it dropped 0.09% and RSI is overheated, MACD is super bullish. So it's been trying very, very furiously to cross 406.75 in my opinion, but that has been difficult. It had taken 3 attempts. So if you look at this red candle is the first attempt, then the next green candle was the second attempt, and today was the strongest possible attempt, but it got pushed back again. So we still don't know if we are going to be able to reach the cup and handle target here, or the bull flag target here, or the conservative bull flag target, which has already been crossed, was the peak, and things are going to start going back now. So one of two things could happen. It could come down here and bounce off this area of selling that we had and go back up again and try to challenge the resistance at 406.75. Right now it is just marginally above that. Or the other thing could be tomorrow it may go up and then come back to test the support here, because this will be a support now, 406.75. Let me mark it green. So what I'm looking for is this to go up, come back down and bounce back. And that's when I would buy, because then I can expect either to reach 442.71 or 492.98, which seems quite ambitious. But anything is possible in the market. So we have to keep our mind open. That's what I'm thinking. And friends, if you have a different opinion, please put it in the comment. And as I said, I'm a regular retail investor, but with a YouTube channel. So I'm speaking out loud what's in my mind. I'd like to get your mind share as well. So please comment. Now that said, I'm looking at VIX, and VIX has gone up 2.44 today. Now I want to expand this chart. That's why I'm moving it so much. You will see that we have 2 consecutive days of green, and the 9-day exponential moving average, which is this thick red line, is what is keeping it down. And I think that tomorrow we'll probably challenge this further and maybe go on top of it, because what is the worst that could happen is if you were to go historically, in most of the cases, the moment we touch the support here, VIX starts going back up again. And when the VIX goes up, share prices are likely to come down. So that's the simple thought I have in my mind. And we have another resistance here for S&P 500, and it's aiming for 476.22. but it's facing some challenges. It had a modest increase today. And if we look at Dow Jones Industrial Average, it had a modest increase, but basically the bears were trying to push it down. And if we look at US dollar index, it has gone down today, but it was not too bad. It managed to eke out a minus 0.10% drop. That's not too bad. And if you look at Russell index, this is where the action seems to have been. And there is a narrow range in which Russell index is operating. And also, I would like to take a trend line out here from here to here and pull this out. So there seemed to be some kind of a support out here, which is helping these candles bounce back. And we have to see what happens. I would like to probably see options data and other things where I can see how many people would have options, call options out there. Those kind of things also give a support or a resistance, but I don't have access to that kind of information. Let me just extend this further and see what is happening here. So there seems to be a possibility that this is a natural resistance because it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 perfect touch points where it has either restricted or supported, except for this one. So I think there's some kind of a resistance out here or a support out here, but we have had a gap up which has to be covered. And if we were to look at, so how much can it go up? One of the things we should remember is I think IWM contains regional banks. Well, the thing to remember here is that the Russell index contains around 219 regional banks. Now, what is happening with the regional banks? As the yields go down, the face value of their government securities that they are holding is going up. And that means their balance sheet is becoming stronger. And also, as the yields are going down, the mortgage rates are coming down. That means the default risk is getting diluted slowly. All this makes the regional banks look really good. And also, many experts in the market are thinking that there's a rotation taking place. And apart from the rotation, also small cap companies are picking up steam. And IWM contains all kinds of companies out there. It's an assortment of companies, and some of them are quite weak. So those kind of companies are also gaining some amount of traction. And that's the reason why Russell index is continuing to go up. It was the laggard among all of the other indices. So I think that if it will bounce back from here and go further up, but it needs a little bit of a cooling. And that cooling could happen probably this week. And if we were to look at US oil is starting to go up. And this is going to be impacted a lot by events that are going to happen this week. The first event that has already happened, which was not planned, was Shell deciding to avoid the Red Sea route because of the Houthi rebels. And I think there are a few other companies which have decided to avoid the Red Sea route. So that was another problem that caused a little spike in the oil prices. But this week we have an economic calendar which has got a lot of events for oil. So 18th is already over. Let us look at 19th. I don't see anything that I am interested in 19th except API crude oil stock change. If the stock goes down, then I think the price of oil will move up. That's what I have seen in the past. And then on Wednesday, there is a whole lot of information. The consumer confidence information is what I will be looking for. Next we have, what else do we have here? Crude oil imports change, gasoline stocks change, crude oil stocks change. This is another thing I'd be watching. If it goes down, that's again bullish for oil. As I mentioned, friends, I had bought Exxon before, and I'm looking at oil sector for the rebound. And if you look at Thursday, we got the GDP growth rate, quarter-on-quarter final, and GDP price index, quarter-on-quarter final. Guys, this will move the needle. We have initial jobless claims. These can move the needle. If we have more jobless claims, that would make the Fed a bit dovish, good for the market. But if the jobless claims are very less, that means we have a very strong economy. A lot of people are working. A lot of money is going in as salaries. And it means purchasing power and more money chasing goods. And if we have a supply side risk like the Red Sea issue, then we can have a supply crunch related inflation creeping up again, which is going to spoil everything for the market. So we have to watch these three very closely, in my opinion. And friends, if you have a different opinion, please put it in the comment. We all learn from each other. And continuing jobless claims, that's another thing. Core PC price final, core PC quarter final, that's a very important one. GDP sales quarter on quarter finals. And what else do we? A slew of data on December 21. So it's going to be critical. And December 20th and December 21st, 22nd. So I think the Christmas break will come after the 22nd. So 20, 21, and 22, according to an expert on YouTube, are Grinch dates. So these are 3 dates before Christmas when the market, if it falls, and 3 days after Christmas, that is going to be 26, 27, and 28. If the market falls for 6 days surrounding Christmas, 3 days on each side, then the next year is always great. That's what the data seems to be pointing. That's what this expert is saying. I personally have not been able to get hold of that data. Guys, I'm a retail investor. I don't have that kind of data. I'm still searching. But if any of you can check it out and let me know. So there is a lot of things happening this week. And December 22nd has got core PCE, durable goods, personal income month on month, personal spending month on month, PCE price index month on month, PCE price index year on year. A whole lot of interesting data is going to come, and this can change the attitude of the market. And as you know, in the market, we are placed in a very, very critical position. And we are in a critical position where if we fall from here, then I think we have got a little bit of support out here. And then the next support is going to be 374 and so on. But if none of those data points in the week are able to make a dent on this, I don't see any reason why QQQ can't go up, retest this support, and then track back again. And I'm moving in. If tomorrow's data is not going to make any change, I'm moving in and starting to put my money into various stocks. And I'll disclose here what I'm buying and why. And you guys can also give me your advice on it. So that's my game plan for the week, the way it looks right now. And if I look at the fear and greed index, right, we are in extreme greed. And this is where one has to be extremely careful. So I'm on two minds. When I look at all these indicators, I mean, extreme greed makes me feel extremely cautious. That's the way I am wired. So that's what I'm thinking here. And if you look at S&P 500, right, if you look at S&P 500 heat map, we have this one-day performance where I think we saw many companies get into the red. But Apple, especially with the news about the Apple Watch, Apple has said that they are not going to sell certain models of their watch because of a patent dispute for the Christmas season. And I personally do not think that should affect Apple. Apple has already run up very strongly, and I believe it has got more room to run up. But overall market conditions also matter. And since Apple made an announcement that it will pause select models of watch sales before Christmas as a result of the patent issue, I don't think that's going to make a huge dent for sales for Apple in the Christmas season, because people may choose another Apple Watch. They don't have to buy a specific one. I mean, if push comes to shove, what else is better than Apple? And what this does, however, is that it adds to a bearish sentiment in the market. I think the stock is still good, and all these bearish sentiment would provide a buying opportunity. So I would be watching Apple closely, and if I get a chance, I will definitely buy Apple. And if you look here, let us just quickly look at the Apple stock price, right? So Apple stock price, I think, is on a very high, but at the same time, if we were to be very careful and look at Apple, then you will see something that is very familiar to us. So there could be a bullish pattern forming. And even if we don't look at this, we have got a bullish channel going on out here. And that's also a very strong indicator The only problem with this bullish channel is that it's too steep. So what I might expect is that the channel might adjust itself to this way, and it will still proceed further, but at a slower rate. That's what I am expecting. As far as the RSI is concerned, yes, it has cooled down, momentum is dropping, and MACD is still bullish but moving towards the signal line. So I would expect a little bit of cool off in Apple so that the RSI can settle down, and then it will be back again. By the time it will be on this trajectory, it may not be exactly 45 degrees. It could be a little steep like this or slightly more. I don't know. But one of those, because you can see all the 4 exponential moving averages are supporting it. So this looks good to me. And while we are here, let us look at quickly at all the constituents of the Magnificent Seven. Amazon is doing blockbusters. It's doing absolutely great. The RSI is yet to get overheated. So there is still a little room for it to run. MACD has just turned bullish. So Amazon has done well. When there is such a sharp rise, expect in the morning a little bit of profit taking and then a move upward again. Microsoft has bounced back again. It has created a flag out here. Typically, when a flag is created on a bearish side, it's a bear flag. But at this point of time, looking at the raising momentum and the overall volumes which are pushing the green candles out here, I think that Microsoft has got some strong power. It's below the 9-day exponential moving average right now, and it needs to go on top of it. So that's what it's trying to do. And it has managed a little bit today, but it has to go up completely, and I think it will accomplish that on Tuesday. Let's look at Google, which was up 2.5%. Again, huge volumes here the day before. Today there was a reasonable volume, but momentum has gone into above average. So that's a good read. And also a very handsome gain of 2.5%. Netflix also gained 2.9%. And Meta is doing extremely well. It's making up for lost time. And again, you have a big cup and handle out here for Meta. I do not dare to put any money in this market at this stage, but let me see what was the all-time high of Meta. So the all-time high of Meta is still just above. So it's somewhere out here at 382.98. So let us do a little thought exercise. Let me take this as the cup. And if we were to extrapolate from here, the lowest point to here, and clone this guy and make this green so that we can distinguish him. Just place it up here. And then if we look at it, we are looking at 540. And 540, let us do a sanity check. 540 from here is approximately a 56.74% gain. Guys, is it going to happen? Could this happen? I don't know. We'll see what the oil is going to do, what the news from Tuesday is going to do, and then I think we'll get a clear idea. And we also want the QQQ to go above the resistance and then bounce back from the resistance before I make a move. And if you look at FNGU, FNGU is already making moves, and I wouldn't be worried getting into FNGU at this stage. I would prefer, however, for it to bounce back from this line of support at 212.90. And given the fact that it is XXX, it can do that in a moment's notice because all the movements in FNGU is exaggerated. So that could happen. RSI is overbought, MACD is super bullish. So if it comes down again and tests this support, I would really be happy to buy. But even then, if it comes down, I think I would be happy to enter into FNGU with a small position. Ultimately, I would like to have in small pieces at a time so that I have dollar cost averaging opportunity and I don't take too much of risk. That's my plan. And yeah, so if you look at QYLD, it's also starting to recover. This is a very stable ETF, and it seems to preserve capital while the market is volatile. Now, coming back to genomics, which is what we are here for, you'd see that I have trimmed down the genomics list. I have taken off all the pharma companies and others that I had here. So it's a pure one now. And first off, I would like to look at Bluebird. And I would like to explain why it has gone below the bull channel. I was expecting it to stay above the bull channel, but it has gone below. And it has found the support at 3.01. The question is, what is going to happen next? Because Bluebird Bio has announced the anticipated equity dilution. Now, if their appeal to FDA for priority review voucher succeeds, then they are going to be in a really, really super situation post this equity dilution, because right now they are saying that they're going to sell $150 million worth of common stocks, and underwriters would like to have a 30-day option to buy an additional 22.5 million. And the proceeds will all go towards working capital and manufacturing all their approved therapies. So in their statement, I didn't see them say anywhere about new pipeline drugs or anything. So they're on survival mode right now. So they're going to raise 150 million or 172.5 million, something in that range. And to that extent, the equity is going to be diluted. And if their appeal to the FDA for priority review voucher succeeds, then I think the stock can really jump. Otherwise, it's going to find a new valuation post-equity dilution, and that will form the base, and from there it will start moving up. And then I'm looking at Editas, which has lost 4.90%. There is no news there as such. Sorry, Invite. There is no news there for Invite, which has dropped 4.98%. It's just a rotation out, I think. Editas was down 4.03%. I think the initial euphoria of getting 50 million and ongoing royalties from Vertex has kind of died down and given way to market sentiments and some amount of rotation. I see that money comes in and goes out of genomics on a regular basis here. We see a couple of days of red and a day of green and again red. That's what is happening there. And as far as Beam Therapeutics is concerned, it has dropped 3.41. There is no news to drive this. PACB also down 2.65. No news to drive this. And VERV is also down 2.45%. Of course, there is no recent news for VERV, but one should remember that VERV had a public offering of shares on December 1, where they sold 14.4 million shares for $143.8 million. So that's getting priced into the market, and that's why there'll be a little bit of up and down while the market tries to find the sweet spot. So that's what I'm thinking about this one. And DNA seems to display some kind of a trend reversal. This is not an evening star strictly, but it's something very close to that. And we have new resistances coming in, and we have the, I think, 100-day exponential moving average, which is this yellow line, now offering resistance along with the previous support of 1.59 now becoming a resistance. So DNA is starting to look weak again. And then we have Vertex. I think I don't want to talk about Vertex. NTLA was down 1.40%. And then, of course, we have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is down 1.10%. But out here, I would say that there is a new news out there, which is recently arrived. I think it must be a few hours old. As expected, today, European Medicine Authority, that is EMA, got a positive recommendation from their Committee for Medical Products for Human Use, which is, I think, kind of equivalent of ADCOM. And the recommendation from them to EMA was that they should conditionally approve Casgevy for SCD and TDT. A final decision from EMA is scheduled to arrive in February 2024. We don't have the exact date, but that will be another catalyst. So tomorrow, I expect CRISPR to get a bit of a boost because of this news. And I think Vertex will also get a little bit of a boost because of this news. Now, next, I want to talk about ARKG. ARKG is also showing a downward trend out here. Caribou Biosciences is also down. There is no news as such. Prime Medicine is down, no news to make it go down. IMTX is up, again, sentiments-based move. Bionanogenomics is up marginally, sentiment-based move. Well, when it comes to Illumina, we have some breaking news that has come up maybe 9 hours ago or something. It's come after the video that I made, so I'm going to talk about that in a separate short video of 5 minutes or so. So I'll keep it for then. But I think that Illumina is now getting into a situation where it can take off. So I would be looking closely at Illumina. Of course, I think that I have lost the opportunity because I don't see it coming below $100 in the near future. But I think there's a good opportunity for Illumina to go up because all the short-term exponential moving averages are crossing over the long-term ones, which is called as the golden cross. It's a bullish sign. MACD also is bullish, and momentum is above average, and it's nowhere close to the RSI being overextended or anything like that. So I think Illumina is looking good on the charts to me. And of course, Allogene is the last one in this. And when it comes to Allogene, it's looking good on the charts because the momentum is above average and MACD is also bullish. So both those factors are pretty good. The red candle, when it happened, had a huge volume. So a whole lot of people seem to have exited from Allogene. And today we are seeing a bump out here that could be a reciprocal bump to the drop or exodus yesterday, but we have the support of the 9-day exponential moving average as well as the 50-day exponential moving average. So it's looking strong out here to a certain extent. I don't know what is driving the strength out there, whether it is fickle or not. And if I was to draw a line for this bear channel, then the bear channel seems to be now supporting the price currently for Allogene. So probably Allogene is either moving into a superior bear channel and will continue to move down, or maybe from here it will start picking up. We'll have to wait and see because it had consolidated quite a bit and then made this move. So I'm hopeful that it will follow through with that. So friends, with that, I think I would like to bring this video to an end. And I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. And now just to summarize my conclusion of what my plan is for tomorrow. So my plan is to watch all the economic news, especially with the focus on oil and continuing continuing unemployment, and also looking at the consumer confidence, those kind of things in the weekly economic data that's going to come out. I'm also watching the QQQ very carefully to see whether it can bounce back from this point. I will show you just once more before going. So I'm looking at QQQ going up further and retesting this line of support at 406.75. If it goes up for a day or so, I would be inclined to step in and buy some FNGU. Because it can go up further, FNGU can go up further, and ideally I would like it to test this support, but I will be tempted to move into FNGU tomorrow. So that's my other plan out here. So that's what I'm seeing, and I'd like you guys to give me an idea of what you guys are planning to do. Please put it in the comment. Let's have a discussion. It always helps me to get other ideas. I have broadcast my ideas, and it's only fair for you guys to put it in the comments so that I can get the benefit of your wisdom as well. With that, my friends, I'd like to finish this video here. I hope you have a great day. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.